The role of vitamin B12 in detoxification is one of its most understated and underexplored contributions to human health. While it is commonly celebrated for its support of red blood cell production and neurological function, B12's deeper biochemical influence lies in its function as a critical methyl donor in the body's detoxification pathways. At the center of this capacity is its partnership in the methylation cycle, a foundational cellular process that enables the liver to neutralize and eliminate toxins, including heavy metals, xenobiotics, and metabolic byproducts. Far from being a peripheral player, B12 is essential in helping the body manage the chemical burdens of modern life, making it not just a nutrient, but a detoxification enabler of the highest order. The liver is the body's primary detoxification organ, responsible for converting fat-soluble toxins into water-soluble forms that can be excreted through bile or urine. This process depends on a finely tuned network of phase I and phase II enzymatic reactions. Among these, methylation, a key phase II pathway, modifies harmful compounds through the addition of a methyl group, rendering them less reactive and easier to eliminate. Vitamin B12 is indispensable in this mechanism because it facilitates the conversion of homocysteine to methionine via the enzyme methionine synthase. This reaction not only prevents the accumulation of homocysteine, a toxic intermediate, but also fuels the generation of acetylmethionine, SAMe, the body's universal methyl donor. SAMe supports countless methylation-dependent reactions, including DNA repair, neurotransmitter synthesis, and the detoxification of estrogens, histamine, arsenic, and other environmental pollutants. Without enough B12, this entire system slows, and the body becomes increasingly vulnerable to toxic overload. Individuals may experience symptoms like headaches, skin breakouts, irritability, chronic fatigue, or heightened sensitivity to chemicals, indications not of a failing liver per se, but of a sluggish methylation cycle impaired by inadequate B12. One of the most compelling areas of B12's detoxification relevance is in the handling of heavy metals such as mercury, lead, and arsenic. These metals disrupt enzyme systems and generate oxidative stress that overwhelms cellular defenses. Methylation is one of the body's tools to neutralize and remove such metals, particularly arsenic, which is detoxified through methylation into less toxic, more excretable forms. In regions with high arsenic exposure, populations with genetic methylation deficiencies or low B12 intake exhibit more severe symptoms and higher disease burden. This points to a protective role for B12, not in chelating heavy metals directly, but in supporting the metabolic processes that facilitate their clearance. Moreover, the connection between B12 and glutathione, a master antioxidant and detoxifier, adds another layer to this vitamin's role in defending the body. The production and recycling of glutathione are intimately tied to methylation and sulfur metabolism, processes that falter when B12 is deficient. Glutathione conjugation is a critical liver function for eliminating both internal and external toxins, and a weakened methylation cycle can indirectly reduce glutathione availability, compounding the burden of oxidative and chemical stress. By restoring B12 levels, one not only enhances methylation but also indirectly supports the synthesis of this key cellular protector. This is especially important in the context of modern toxin exposure. Industrial chemicals, microplastics, pesticides, preservatives, and air pollutants all place demands on the liver's detoxification systems. These are not hypothetical threats. They accumulate subtly over time, contributing to hormonal imbalances, metabolic dysfunction, immune dysregulation, and even neurological disorders. The body's ability to cope with this burden relies not only on liver enzymes, but on the nutrient cofactors that support them, chief among them B12. Yet this function is rarely considered when assessing either B12 status or detox capacity, a blind spot in both conventional and integrative medicine. What makes this even more crucial is that B12 deficiency is often subclinical and overlooked. Many people with marginal B12 levels do not exhibit anemia or neuropathy, but may still experience biochemical bottlenecks that impair detoxification. Vegans, vegetarians, older adults, individuals with gut issues, or those on medications like metformin or proton pump inhibitors are all at higher risk. These populations may also experience heightened sensitivity to environmental toxins, perhaps not as a separate issue, but as a consequence of slowed B12-driven detox processes. Correcting B12 deficiency is not simply about avoiding nerve damage or boosting energy. It may restore the body's intrinsic capacity to protect itself from the thousands of chemicals it encounters daily. Methylcobalamin and hydroxycobalamin, two active forms of B12, are particularly well suited for supporting detox pathways. Methylcobalamin directly donates methyl groups, while hydroxycobalamin has been shown to bind nitric oxide and cyanide, two potentially harmful compounds that require neutralization. Together, these forms provide a dual approach, supporting methylation while also helping manage reactive molecules directly. In sum, vitamin B12 should be reimagined not merely as a hematological or neurological vitamin, but as a guardian of metabolic resilience, one that upholds the body's ability to clear the waste of both its own metabolism and the increasingly polluted world we live in. As we become more aware of the biochemical cost of modern toxins, the role of B12 in detoxification deserves greater attention, not just in people with known deficiencies, but in anyone seeking to optimize long-term health through improved cellular defense.